Good afternoon, everybody. How are you today? And welcome to the latest edition of Drew Mania. And it's so great to have you with us for this Friday, the 25th day of March, the year 2022. And of course, this is yours truly, Andrew L. Perry. Very much as always, coming alive and at you from the busy streets, which is New York City, as I chat to you what is happening in the world of sports. Well, the theme of this show today is mostly going to be college basketball, so we're going to get right to it, especially the Sunday, especially last night matchup, and you could go either way as far as I'm concerned. So as far as I'm concerned, you could go with Arizona knocked out. But I'm gonna start with But before I get into that, let me start with the NFL. Let me start with the NFL first of all in March. Yes, the NFL in March, and the biggest trade that happened on Wednesday that the Miami Dolphins have required Tyreek Hill, former wide receiver for the Kansas City Chiefs, and the Dolphins have given up a lot of draft picks to get Tyreek Hill. Now listen, Tyreek Hill we all know how much of a speed demon Tyreek Hill is. We know how dangerous he can be. We know how explosive he can be. He was a big contributor of the Kansas City Chiefs winning the Super Bowl in 2019 with Patrick Mahomes getting their first ring, even though throughout the whole playoff, even though in that playoff series, the Kansas City Chiefs was playing behind the rest of the way, and from that point forward, when I heard this trade from my brother, I'm gonna be honest, I was shocked as hell, and I was thinking to myself, why would the Kansas City Chiefs give away one of the speed wide receivers? And it's always come down to one thing: he want more money, and the Chiefs said no. That's what reports were said. Oh, he wanted more money. So he wanted, quote unquote, sacrifice. They want him to sacrifice his pay. No, he wanted more money, which everybody would. And the Chiefs said no, and the Chiefs shifted him to Miami. And as for me, there's a lot of ways to look at it. There's really a lot of ways to look at it. For a business standpoint, the Chiefs, they gave Mahomes a lot of money, and I guess they couldn't afford to keep Tyreek Hill, so the only option was to give him away. Now, if they release him, they would have paid him, and from a player standpoint, from X's and O's standpoint, The Chiefs made a bad move. They just gave away one of their biggest weapons one of their biggest weapons they had, for Patrick Mahomes. Even though they still have Kelsey, but by far Tyreek Hill is their biggest threat and the biggest weapon that the Chiefs had. Not anymore. As far as the offense goes, and that's why in my mind the Kansas City Chiefs has been effective offensively for the past couple of years, and now you give them to the Dolphins, who a quarterback who's not yet have proven Tua Tagovailoa. If I'm pronouncing it wrong, I'm really sorry about that. But Tua haven't shown he could be a good quarterback because his throwing ability is still suspect, and as far as Tua goes, this is a make or break year for me, and to me is always a question as far as quarterbacks going into the second. The third year is the make or break year. That's it. Sometimes you'll find out in the second, but the third is you're really gonna find out about the quarterback. And now, the Dolphins, for like I said, you look at it a lot of ways. The Dolphins hit a jackpot, obviously. The Chiefs, it's gonna affect them down the road. I still think the Chiefs are still gonna be a good team, but down the road, when they need a explosive game, a wide receiver who could really, make an impact. Tyreek Hill is that type of player. Now, as far as him going to the Jets, I think it would have fit. Number one, the Jets are not. As far as I'm concerned, I don't know about everybody else. The Jets are not ready to get a wide receiver like Tyreek Hill. I don't think the Jets don't have much offense other than Zach Wilson, and Zach Wilson did not play well at all last year. And the Jets offensively, they don't have nothing to give to offer to get Tyreek Hill. So, and he said in a press conference he wanted to go with the Dolphins. He wanted to go to the Dolphins no matter what. And the Dolphins was and to be honest, the Dolphins was a better option than the Jets. The Dolphins already have a good defense. They have a very good running back, so their offense should be a lot of power. So the only thing the Dolphins is missing is probably a quarterback. And I say probably because as I told you a few minutes ago, Tua Tagovailoa has not shown he could be a good quarterback. First of all, and I don't want to hear how small he is, but to be a good quarterback in the NFL and to be a successful quarterback in the National Football League, you got to throw the football. Period. You got to throw the football. Yes, you could run the football, but I don't think he's not a mobile quarterback. He is not a mobile quarterback. And also, there's three things to me in a quarterback that's going to be successful in the you're gonna have to be mobile. You got to be mobile when it's necessary. In today's NFL, you got to throw the football deep. That's been the core since the period of time, since the NFL began in the 50s, in the 40s, and the 50s, and the 20s. You're gonna have to throw the football deep, and you gotta have decision making. And if we're gonna find out this year, coming, I should say, if Tua Tagovailoa is going to be that type of quarterback. I mean, he had a rough year last year to me, but I think he could find a way to bounce back, and if he can bounce back, he's going to be a force to be reckoned with as far as the Dolphins is concerned. So to me, it's a big win for the Dolphins and a huge loss. Obviously, no question about it, for the Kansas City Chiefs. Now for the Dolphins, it's time to make the playoffs. Listen, the Dolphins have not had a big. Even though the Dolphins have made the playoffs twice under Brian Flores, but let's be honest, the Dolphins haven't played a big game probably since 1992. And that's when they made it to the AFC Championship game against the Buffalo Bills, and lose to the Buffalo Bills. I don't know. I don't remember what's the score, but to me, that's irrelevant right now. The Dolphins have not played a big game in a long time, and it is time for the Dolphins to finally, this is it. This should be it, And then and as far and one last thing about Tyreek Hill. When it's October and the Dolphins is 5-8, is 5-8 and 5-8, and they already, hypothetically, suppose the Dolphins already out of the playoffs already as we speak. That in November going into December. Tyreek Hill is going to kick himself saying, man, this was a bad trade. No question about it. This was a bad trade I made. It was just a bad trade. But a lot of but the AFC is going to be wide open. The AFC is going to be wide open. Devontae Adams is going to the Raiders. So the Raiders have improved offensively, but I'm not too sure about Derek Carr. But But as a wide receiver, for me, why would you leave a great situation you're in? Tyreek Hill, Devontae Adams. Is the money really that worth it that you're going to leave a great quarterback like Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers to go play for Derek Carr and Tua Tagovailoa? Really? You want to play for that? You want to leave a great quarterback? You want to leave a great situation? You want to leave a great team to go into a team who's going to be a hit and miss team? I hope that money is worth it. But anywho, enough with that. Enough with the NFL for now. Let's go straight to the NCAA tournament, and it's pretty much to say after Gonzaga lost, I think me included, everybody bracket is bust at this point. I don't think there's any perfect bracket at this point. And what I saw yesterday, and what I watched Arkansas and Gonzaga is the same thing I saw in the national championship game last year when Baylor just manhandled Gonzaga. Gonzaga was playing catch up the rest of the night, and for a small second I thought they had a chance, but every time Gonzaga had a chance and have a feeling they're going to come back, here goes Arkansas, come back and put them right. It's like Gonzaga was falling to the ditch, and every time they try to get out of that ditch, Gonzaga just pushed them back even further, and that's what happened. And Gonzaga was playing catch up the rest of the game, and give Arkansas a lot of credit. The kid Williams, he taking charge, he sacrifices his body, taking charges left and right, blocking shots, offensively. And let's face it, the Gonzaga Bulldogs, they wasn't ready for that game. They wasn't ready to play Arkansas. They wasn't ready. And it says it on the game. It says it on the game last night. It really did. They wasn't ready. They wasn't prepared. They just got beat up, out physical, whatever you want to call it. They wasn't ready for a fight. And that's what happened with Gonzaga. Tim's, even though he scored all the points, they didn't make their shots either. They didn't score a lot of points in the last minute. And when you get closer, you sense, Gonzaga's gonna lose this game again. And I'm gonna dare I say this right now, Gonzaga ain't winning none. I don't think Gonzaga will never win a championship under Mac Fuhr. For a team, for a school for that matter, who win more NCAA tournament wins than any other team. That includes North Carolina, that includes Duke, that includes UCLA, have 22 wins, and they showed on the broadcast yesterday. Gonzaga won more games in the last 10 years, or for 20 years for that matter, than any other school. But the problem is they don't have a championship to show for it. And they're looking more and more Gonzaga is not going to win that championship. And part of me was upset too, not